Hello everyone, I'm Nick Moline and I'm going to be talking about why performance drugs should be allowed in sports. I think the first thing that we need to answer is what is a performance enhancing substance or performance enhancing drug. According to Wikipedia, performance enhancing substances or drugs are used to improve any form of activity performance in humans. According to verywell.com, performance enhancing drugs consist of a variety of substances, including medication, procedures, and even devices that are intended to improve athletic sports performance. So with this, according to the definition from Verywell, this would include everything from knee braces, ankle braces, to your standard protein supplement, to anything you could think of. We're not even talking about anabolic steroids or anything like that. We're talking about items that can be bought off the shelf at Walmart or GNC, and we're not even talking about substances that give you more energy or anything like that. I don't know how many people are familiar with how many substances are even out there. It's fairly incredible. I take pre-workout before I work out just to gain some extra energy, and I've definitely known a lot of people over the years that have had a full range of supplements, and the more research you do into it, it's fairly interesting. I spent a lot of time for this project on the USADA, the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. There's a lot of interesting information on there. The biggest thing that I found out was that the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, does not regulate supplements. There are some supplements out there that have allowed the FDA to regulate them. Muscle milk, for instance, is regulated by the FDA. So if you wanted to take a supplement, you could know that muscle milk is providing everything that it says on its label, that there's no banned substances, that you don't have to take a risk of a mislabel or something like that, because the FDA does regulate that specific supplement. However, all these other supplements that are out there, a lot of them aren't regulated. And where the problem now comes into that is that who knows what's in your supplement? You might be buying 75% flour and a couple of flavorful things, and they call it a protein shake, and you just spend $100 and you're not really getting any nutritional value out of it. The other thing that the FDA, or excuse me, that the USADA has ran into is that the supplement manufacturer will say such and such is on the label, and so the label appears to be good. There's no banned substance, no high-risk substances that could possibly make you test positive for doping. And then an individual will be taking these supplements, get tested, they think they're good, and they fail the test because there's no regulation. The manufacturers are putting whatever they want in there. Another concern without any regulation is that it might change from different batches. One batch might be good and might pass the test, and then the next batch they could add a whole complete different thing. So if you are going to take supplements of any type, you definitely want to do your homework and do your research into it as much as possible, just to be 100% good. Now, if you're not a professional athlete and you're not worried about testing positive for any kind of doping, then go ahead. Just be aware that there are negative side effects potentially down the road that we need to be aware of. Where I come to why performance enhancing supplements or drugs should be allowed in sports is we have all this modern medicine, all of these great technology improvements. Why not use them? It's amazing to see what the human body has been able to do, how fast someone can run a mile now, how much weight somebody can push. I mean, we have guys that are deadlifting, 1,200 pounds. That is a ridiculous amount of weight. And so if we can't push the envelope a little bit more, then what's the point of having all these great scientific feats? But if we are going to allow this, then I do believe that the FDA does need to regulate it for all the reasons that I mentioned before, just to ensure that the consumer is getting exactly what they think. We don't want anybody to be getting sick or be having negative side effects, or for all these professional athletes to possibly fail a doping test because they thought their supplement was good. So overall, I think it would be a great idea to use science to our benefit, but we do have to have some sort of regulation and some kind of setup to make sure that we're putting into our bodies what we think we are.